All right, next is Resolution 245, resolution amending County Executive 2016 budget, Department of Social Services. Sponsored by Beniac. Is there a second? No second? This is on the Resolution 245. Everyone have it? Since it was an add-on? All right.
Who added this on?
Huh?
Who added it on?
Terry. Are you wanting to second? No? All right. Next is Resolution 246, resolution amending the County Executive 2016 budget, Department of Social Services. Sponsored by Beniac. Is there a second?
I'll second for discussion.
These three resolutions are for raises for three individuals who are under the non-bargaining contract. And I'm just objecting to them on principle because they are in a contract, and I just believe it sets the wrong precedence.
So, okay, go ahead.
Did you say that again? Are they in a bargaining unit or no?
They're in a non-bargaining contract.
I'd just like to clarify, because I think it's not just semantics with this. Our non-bargaining policy is a policy, it's not a contract, because it's not a bargaining unit. So it's a policy that we set, and it's a policy that we can change. Whether that's something that you agree with or not, it's a policy, not a contract.
Well, then what's the point?
Good point.
I agree with Ryan that it's a policy, it's not a contract. However, my question for Terry or maybe Barbara is, in regards to the non-bargaining policy, what does that do to it compared to all the other positions that are within it? Are we being, you know what I'm saying, are we not treating it, I know it's not a contract, but are we not treating it equally?
Yes, this was a concern. It came to me late today while I tried to be aware of every single aspect. These are the top tiers. The executive is trying to make progressive improvements in his leadership. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I don't want to overstep the legislative authority. And legislative rights is absolutely correct. The non-bargaining agreement is just that, it's not a contract. I was very clear when we passed that, first tried to pass it, tried to do it again. The only ones that have to be stringent is elected, because they have to go by local law. So this is something that these salaries, it's non-bargaining. Non-bargaining has to take a hit. They're not protected by the unions.
Any other discussion? Brian?
I do have a question, and I don't know if I can answer this, and I apologize to parties involved for bringing it up, but I think it's a pertinent question given why we're debating this. Our non-bargaining policy that we adopted this year included, I assume, our non-bargaining and appointed official, the county attorney?
Yes.
And did it establish a salary for that? And we changed that tonight. Okay, thank you.
Good point.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none?
I do have a question.
Yep.
We already passed 245, right?
No, you didn't get a second.
didn't pass.
It didn't.
Oh, I'm saying it didn't.
Oh, yes,
Right, so it never was.
voted on. There was no action taken.
So if we went forward with the next two and voted, then we would reduce two and not the others, and I'm not sure. Listen, I support the management people just in the same light that I have the non-bargaining or bargaining units over the years. I've always done that, and I want to continue to do that. My only question is to make sure, I didn't want to have that disparity, so I'm not going to support these.
Are you pulling your second?
I'll pull it.
Chair, I'll pull these three since there's no interest in it.
All right.
I just wanted to make a point.
Next, then, is Resolution 248, resolution amending County Executive 2016 budget, County Legislature, sponsored by Kelly. Is there a second? Barb? Discussion.
Yeah, are you going to go contractual from 250 down
It's the contingent account.
from 100? Down
It's-
to 100?
Yes.
Where are we at now, Sean? Can
There's 87,000 left, I believe, as of September, according to the report generated.
I don't know, I don't have.
you have any idea what we spent?
Well, of the contingency?
Yeah, what, total, how much have we expended, more than 100,000 or less?
More than 100,000.
Or less than 250?
Yeah, the appropriate deal was adopted 250 last year.
And we just put 55,000 back in. So essentially, this is 310,000.
Do we want to reduce it to 100?
Well, it would be 155. That's not what the resolution says.
Well, no, because it's now,
You passed a previous resolution that amended
Right.
contingency.
right,
So none of these numbers are right then? That's in this resolution, okay.
because 2 resolutions ago, we just took action that altered.
No, I understand that. I just wanted to make clear that they are right.
Yes. So it should be 310,000 reduced to 255.
305.
Huh? 305, yeah, 305, sorry. To 1, huh?
I'm making that as an amendment.
Yeah.
Reducing it to,
The increase, the first one is 305. You're basically adding up 55,000 to it.
second, the amendment?
We keeping the change to at 100?
No, we
Okay, then
changed
I
that.
won't second.
Would you like?
I would second it if it stays at 100.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so the amendment is to change it from 305,000 to 100,000.
Yep.
And the point of this is,
If we do our budget properly, we shouldn't be dipping into contingency as much as we have in the past.
We shouldn't be moving money to the contingent for protection. We should budget properly and find out what the line should be before we vote on it.
Contingency is like, we have a contract that's being negotiated right now. We're expecting such and such in that contract. So there's reserve money there, so it doesn't dip into fund balance. I assume that's what, right, Sean? Something like that? That's what contingency, and free,
What's the contingency money could be used for?
yeah. Yes,
Can I ask Sean a question?
yes.
Sean, what's a good number to put in here, county treasurer? What's a real reasonable budgeted number without going too low, going too high? I mean, what do you think?
I have some numbers in front of me.
Well, we're just asking the guy who's elected by the people,
Yeah.
who's the,
I would, honestly, with some of the things we have out there, I wouldn't go less than 250.
thank you.
Because you're just going to tap fund balance after you use it. It's either use fund balance.
It's a principle about double taxing. The people have already been taxed on what's in the fund balance, and now we're throwing it back in to be re-taxed.
The last 5 years in a row, we've exhausted contingencies and tapped fund balance, so.
Okay.
Just wanted to hear.
Any other discussion on the amendment?
If the last 5 years we've exhausted contingency and we've put it at $250,000.
It was not set at $250,000 for the past 5 years.
It wasn't?
I don't have the numbers.
You got some numbers, Martin, tell us.
Do you?
He said he did.
So I don't have the 14 and 15, yeah, 14, because 15 we're still in. But as of right now, there's still 87,000 left in contingency, according to the report I just. In 2013, originally budgeted for contingency was 150,000. They used 147,000 of contingency. In 2012, they went over. They budgeted 150,000 in contingency and used $151,000. In 2011, they budgeted 200,000, but only used $167,000 of contingency.
Yeah, did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Thank you,
Huh?
Tom and Barb.
Yeah, did a pretty good job, didn't you, Barb? All right, I've heard enough.
So, any other discussion on the amendment?
What actually are we amending now, you guys?
We
Right, the numbers, whatever.
change from, in that column, the amendment will read $305,000. That is the amendment.
To 100,000?
Change to 100,000.
But the 305 is skewed because of the 55,000.
Right.
I'm not sure what we're going to do, correct?
But we already voted on that.
I understand,
Yeah.
so, but to put things in
Perspective, yes.
This is our last resolution of the evening.
No.
No.
Because there's one small one, but for the last major one. Do we know where we're at for the evening's changes in terms of the effect?
John?
We are about,
$500,000.
Over.
well, $306,000 over the cap.
So that, we're going to need to address that this evening in some fashion.
We'll be appropriating fund balance, I assume.
Okay.
Or looking for more areas to trim.
Roll call on the amendment.
Any other discussion on the amendment? Roll call?
Chairman Kelly.
Yes.
Legislator Quackenbush.
No.
Legislator Diamond.
No.
Legislator Whites.
No.
Legislator Beniak.
No.
Legislator Duchessis.
No.
Legislator Wheeler.
Yes.
Legislator Isabel.
No.
Legislator Patel.
No.
Fail.
Roll call on the resolution is not amended, the original resolution. Unless there's more discussion. Is there more discussion on it? I think we beat it.
Can we re-amend that number?
Yeah.
Find somewhere that's a little more palatable to everybody in the room. I mean, it seems like 100,000 was palatable to some people, and no change was palatable to others. So I would suggest that if we could meet somewhere in the middle, to at least get some.
I'd go for 2.
I'll second that.
Which is really 255?
No.
No.
The amendment should be just two.
Hmm?
If you amended it down to 200, it goes to 200, it doesn't go to
Right, I
255.
go 250, my amendment would be 255, considering the 55 we put in with a goal of really being 2 if we didn't do the
So-
55 earlier.
Right, so you're 305,000 reduced to 255. And did you second that, Joe?
I would
Barbara
second.
did. Okay, all right. Discussion on the amendment.
So then we're $250,000 off the cap, right?
No discussion? Roll call.
Legislator Quackenbush.
For the sake of compromise, yes.
Legislator Diamond.
No.
Legislator Whites.
No.
Legislator Beniak.
No.
Legislator Duchessis.
Aye.
Legislator Wheeler.
Yes.
Legislator Isabel.
No.
Legislator Patel.
No.
Chairman Kelly.
Yes.
Fail.
All right. I'll just pull my sponsorship since it seems we're just going in circles.
Is there another number? I mean, I just threw it out there, Bob's the one who brought it up.
Next.
310.
Next is Resolution 249. Resolution amending County Executive's 2016 budget, County Treasurer. Sponsored by Kelly. Is there a second? That's computer equipment. That's in.
Is this consistent with putting computer equipment all in the same?
Yes.
I have a second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Carried. Where do we stand, Sean?
Bear with me a second.
Yep.
You're about 295,000 over the cap.
Are you? Yes?
I was going to propose a resolution to use that number for fund balance to,
So the fund balance line item would now read $3,295,000.
Say the number again.
Right, Sean?
Correct.
$3,295,000.
in an effort to.
3295000.
Going back to look at a sponsor in a second for this.
He sponsored it.
I'll second.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. 302.
Change that number, would you?
302.
Right now, it's at 3 million even.
The proposed,
Mhm.
Yep.
You need 302 to stay under the cap.
And what will be the percent increase? Leaving that at 1.98? Or no?
Yeah, it should say the same.
No. We weren't at the cap. We are now over the cap.
2.28%.
2.2?
2.28. The only thing that I am aware of is that's going to put it very tight because an item that gets added to our cap calculation is any omitted taxes. And I am aware that real property is currently sitting on about $25,000 in omitted taxes.
So I don't have to guess, would you tell us what the number would be of the usage of fund balance to get us back to where we were, 1.98?
$3,385,000 would put you at 1.97%.
So we'd have to use 385,000. I would make that my resolution rather than the first number.
And I'll maintain my second on that.
Discussion?
Is there any chance of anybody going back over and making the cuts that we didn't make?
I mean, I have one that I'd like to make.
I might second that. Not that we would have votes, but I don't even know.
There's a motion on the floor. But
And a second. Discussion? Roll call.
Well, actually, no, you roll call.
Just because we passed this resolution doesn't mean we can't keep talking.
Right.
We just pass another resolution, change the number again if it comes down. Or you'll decrease the,
Well, if you're looking for a motion to reconsider, that's different.
Also, if there are, since we're continuing talking, if by any chance there are vetoes and things change, it can flex that.
and listen, I can pull my sponsorship to allow you to keep talking, but to keep, if you want to make some more changes, but if you're looking for 200 hours out of the office supply or
No.
heating something up, I mean, if there's something with meat and potatoes in it, if there's not, then let's get it over.
Got it.
question. Since, I mean, we've only gone through this twice now, with the idea of an executive veto, we typically do appropriating resolution in November or December that actually funds the budget for next year. Let's say we appropriate this number in fund balance and there are executive vetoes. That number would then stay as is, and we would use the same amount in fund balance and it would lower the tax levy, and then we would appropriate come November to December.
The executive would have line items so he could adjust the use of fund balance to if he decides to veto.
Okay.
Am I misinformed?
That makes sense.
We got lots to digest tonight.
All right, any other discussion?
One thing I just want to say, as far as the whole budget is concerned, is that just because we budget doesn't mean that that money has to be spent. So, there was several resolutions where they were lowering 5,000 or 10,000. We've kept it the same so that in an event something does happen, we're not transferring funds, we're not going into contingency, we're not going into fund balance. So I like that we kept things pretty much the way they were. The thing I would charge the executive with is, towards the end of the year, I wouldn't want to see a mass spending of funds that, because we, fully funded a lot of these items, that all of a sudden these spending bills are coming through. So if you could keep an eye on that, I'd appreciate that.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Legislator Quackenbush.
Aye.
Legislator Diamond.
Aye.
Legislator Whites.
Aye.
Legislator Beniak.
No.
Legislator Duchessis.
Aye.
Legislator Wheeler.
Yes.
Legislator Isabel.
Yes.
Legislator Patel.
No.
Chairman Kelly.
No.
It passed, and just for the record, it's resolution 250.
Okay.
When is your, when are we going to actually pass the budget?
Right, whenever we're done taking amendments to the budget.
Okay. I don't know if we want to do it tonight or.
I think we need to wait and see what he's going to do with the budget at this point.
No, we're directing him. He either vetoes what we've decided or not. That's the course. He can't come back to us with recommendations. We're recommending these adjustments to his budget.
Okay.
All right, is someone going to make the motion?
So in order for him to do that, I'd like to make a motion to add a resolution that would be titled, Resolution Adopting the 2016 Operating Budget,
As amended?
as amended.
I'll second it.
And what would be the tax rate increase then?
It would be 1.98% increase according to the last resolution, with a use of fund balance of
1.97.
what?
9/7.
1.97.
1.97
Yep.
increase? All right. With a use of fund balance of 3.385 million.
And Sean, you comfortable with that at this point or not really?
Yeah, you're definitely within the cap.
And that gives you enough fund balance, because you know what's sitting out there, I don't really have an idea, so.
Well, like you said, I believe at finance, you're going to be seeing the 2014 final audit report, so. If you ask 9 legislators, you're going to get 9 different answers of what you think the fund balance should be.
Well, I'm just saying.
Like I said, I'm going to caution you the continued use of 3.3 million, we're not going to be able to sustain.
Do you see anything on the horizon that would jeopardize our operation?
Not in the immediate future, no.
Any other discussion?
I had a question for Sean. This is our fund balance between the 10 and 15% of our budget, considering 3.3.
It would be, if you use this whole 3.3, you're going to drop below 10%.
We would.
If you use it.
Chairman, could I ask the county attorney, does she see anything on the horizon that would jeopardize us with our cash reserves at this point?
Lawsuits.
Is this
Well, I
really what
mean-
we,
Nothing immediately. There's always lawsuits.
Attorney answer.
any other discussion? Roll call.
Legislator Wheeler.
Aye.
Legislator Isabel.
Aye.
Legislator Patel.
No.
Chairman Kelly.
No.
Legislator Quackenbush.
I'm a tax and spend Democrat. I'm voting yes.
Legislator Diamond.
Aye.
Legislator Whites.
Aye.
Legislator Beniak.
No.
Legislator Duchessis.
Aye.
Pass.
All right, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Barb?
Yeah.
Second.